Right, hello. There we are again. We're back again with another stream, even though we streamed last night, which went really well, because we did some really cool stuff in the game. We answered a great amount of questions on Reddit, some of which were, um, better formatted than others. I guess I suppose that's the best way to say it. But nonetheless, we still went through some pretty interesting topics. We also discussed some good old internet drama about indie game dev YouTubers, um, and so I decided to still stream today, which is today's the normal slot, right, where we just go through Reddit questions, we go through the Epic Games Store, specifically the Unreal Engine Marketplace, to see if there's anything interesting in there. We're going to do some development. I'm going to answer questions in chat. I'm going to answer questions on Reddit. I already said that, but I'll say it again. And basically, we're just going to have a great time for the next few hours. Just going through all that kind of stuff. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for joining in. There's a bunch of cool emotes now that I've finally gotten around to adding, so feel free to use those. And on top of that, there's also ways to do things with bits or cheering or something. I have no idea. It's like by watching the channel, you save up points, and with those points, you can tell me to not swear ever, or to take my glasses off for 5 minutes, or to not say a word for 5 minutes, or whatever. Yeah, it can get pretty wacky pretty quickly, especially when doing development and someone uses points to say that I can't use the word bug, or blueprint, or float, or anything of the kind. It makes it pretty challenging from time to time. All right, so the very first thing we are going to dive into, which I just need to do this for. Whoops, don't do that. There we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to Reddit. I'm going to switch scenes, like so. Nice. All right, we also have the nice little current activity bar now up there. We didn't have that before, but now it's there. So we're answering your question. So if you're watching the stream and you have a question, feel free to let me know. Jesus Christ, I got distracted by the second post there on Reddit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you have a question, just let me know if you're in chat. Otherwise, post it on r/gamedev or r/gamedesign. And then we'll go through it like that, right? So we're gonna go through a few questions, and specifically, I want the questions tag because that is actually the easiest way to find all of these questions. Because else it's just gonna get really hard. All right. So, learning basic programming over the long weekend. Should I use Unity or Unreal? Depends. Do you want to do 2D or 3D? And yes, I know you can do 3D in Unity. I know. I understand. I'm just saying Unreal will look infinitely better all of the time. Learning coding completely from scratch with simple goals for now. The current goal is to make a character move around a room while playing a simple animation and to have it successfully interact with an object, which will play a simple message or animation to note it was successfully interacting with. Holy shit, that is not simple. That is so not simple. Hey Jagu, how you doing, man? This is not a simple goal. This touches so many systems. Okay, so they want to make a character move. Cool, that's a simple goal, right? Playing a simple animation, which is both in Unity and Unreal, a completely different system. Which requires a long weekend on its own to learn. Then successfully interact with an object. Maybe, like if you had that goal and the character moving around, maybe that could be a long weekend thing, right? That could work. And then the object will play a simple message or an animation, which is either UI or again animation, when it's successfully interacted with. Oof. Okay. It is a hard question to answer because the main defining factor, in my opinion, is whether you want to do this in 2D or 3D. If 2D, I would recommend Unity. If 3D, I would recommend Unreal. Here is an Unreal beginner's course that I always recommend. Which brings us back to our great friend, Matthew Palahi. I need to find out how to actually say his name because I feel like I'm butchering it all of the time. But either way, this is always a series I recommend. Nope, no free advertisements with Flow. It's not allowed. There we go. Cool. Question answered. Next one. Let's see. I'm gonna keep this link open to the YouTube series because I have a feeling we'll need it a few more times today. Hey, that's my post. Awesome. Which game engine programming language should I use for my game? Haha. So yeah, wait, you have a game, but you don't know. Wait, hold on. I want to make a new game that is a semi-visual novel as well as having some open-world aspects. Jesus fuck. I know that most visual novels use RenPy and most open-world type games use Unity. That's definitely not true. The RenPy bit is true, but the Unity bit is definitely not true. But I'm not too sure which I should use since it's a mix of both of them. I'm also new to games, so sorry if this question is stupid. Okay. No question is stupid. Please do remember that. If you are new to game development, right? Try to focus on more simple goals rather than starting out with combining two very different they're not genres, they're we'll go for genres. Rather than starting out with combining two very different genres that require very different approaches in terms of code architecture. Also, for open world, I would highly recommend not Unity, UE5 over Unity. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. We'll keep the answer simple. I could write a whole other essay about why. Mainly because of world partitioning, Lumen, and Nanite is the three easy arguments. But yeah, let's not spend too much time on that. All right. I want to make a grand strategy game. Where do I start? Oh no. As you can tell, I am enjoying these questions way too much. I definitely shouldn't enjoy it. First things first. I'm a relatively new programmer. I've been learning programming for a bit over a year. Okay, alright. A bit more experience than I thought. I'm not good at programming, and I'm aware that this is a big project. However, my goal is to build a pretty basic game, then I'll slowly but surely add more detail and etc, etc. Okay, it's a bit of a paradoxical statement, but okay. What do I want to make? A historical game focused on economy and status where the player controls a single nation and the other nation are controlled by an AI. I think a similar game is Victoria 2. As I mentioned earlier, I want to make a simple base game for the game and continue to slowly improve it over time. Okay, well this is just game dev, right? This is just the iterative process that we all go through. Okay, I know a little bit of Python. Definitely won't help. I've worked on several small Python projects. I know Python is not the ideal programming language for games. It's because it's mega slow, like mega slow, comparatively to, say, C# or C++. Even JavaScript is faster. I've heard good things about C#, so I'm not sure if it's the best. Okay, I also do not know which game engine to use for my game, so I would love to hear suggestions about both. Couldn't find any tutorials explaining how to import a map to an engine. What mean is what files should the map be, and how do I make this AI? Jesus Christ. Ugh. There are so many branches here of different questions. This is not one question. This is such a complicated question. Yeah, I mean, even though Norman Anonymous says in a bit of a blunt way, yeah. Oh. The best answer to this pretty complex question would be to first start learning how to use either Unreal or Unity. That will by far be your best bet towards creating this project. Either following Bracky's tutorials, or this one for Unreal, which, haha, we have it open, would be a great start. Yeah, there you go. There you go. We'll go with a simple answer. Yeah, basic question of tell me everything. Now, I'd like to become a doctor, so please, tell me how to doctor. That'd be great. Can someone please just... I'd like to become an astronaut. Someone please tell me space. My god. Alright, vector art or pixel art? Okay, I'm not an artist, so let's see how this goes. I'm making this post to check out which should I pursue, as I'm in no way an artist, but I want to learn one of these arts and go with it and make the game. I have a pixel art software, and apparently I can vector art through Photoshop, which I also have. My idea of vector art is any smooth edges I automatically consider it vector art. That is not the definition of vector art, as far as I know. Vector art means art built up of primitive shapes. Yeah. I believe that's the definition of vector art, right? Definition vector art. Vector graphics. Hold on, I need to get it in. Oh, nice, from Adobe. Let's go. Nope, it's fine to do. Right, here we go. These graphics are points, lines, curves, and shapes that are based on mathematical formulas. Cool. So I wasn't exactly correct, but close enough, maybe? Let's include this link in our answer. I know people used to say go with what you prefer, but as I'm not an artist, I'm worried to choose a path that ends up the hardest and I go nowhere. I currently use Godot, or Godot, however you say it, because I'm trying to make a 2D game and have... I can't read half these sentences, man. I currently use Godot because I'm trying to make a 2D game and I have Unreal Engine of that helps. So if that helps. It doesn't matter. Godot can do 3D, I believe. Both art styles require a significant amount of practice to get them to look good. Personally, I find that spending 20 hours on a new skill will allow me to then start experimenting and gradually... I need to actually write good sentences myself now. To then start experimenting with the art style, ultimately learning enough to make something that looks good. Yeah. Yeah. There is no right answer here. Do what you like the look of the most. Yeah, that's really the answer. Vector art is infinitely scalable because it's just drawing structure for the image. Yeah. So that's actually a very good point. I definitely forgot about that. Game start countdown. Okay, I'm not gonna answer that one. Mainly because this is just a Google search away. Hey, I made this. Alright, let's have a look-see, shall we? Hi, for all beginners in this means I made a tutorial which showcases the core things used in making games. Ooh, I gave the example of Snake and it's without any shameless plugins and sponsorships, so here's the video and you can learn a lot from it. I'm curious. Excellent. So, go away, Stranger Things. So, if I just pause the music for a second, right? And we take a look at this. Oh, there is no voice. Okay, alright. Okay, yeah, no, this is, yeah, Tickle Me Elmo, I said it correctly. No sound and a big fat overlay over the whole thing is a no-go. Yeah, basically that. All right. How do game companies store their 3D model assets to use for later? What do you mean with store? I'm wondering, how do big companies like Activision, EA, Ubisoft, and more keep their 3D assets? Like, I've been wondering, where do they store, keep all this, and can they be used for another game? Yeah, just incredibly large storage centers. Yeah, incredibly large storage centers. And I see that that people have already answered that. So there you go. Also, I should turn up the music again. All right. Okay, so shall we do 2 or 3 more questions? Yeah, 2 or 3 more questions. Man. I hate this one. I hate this question. Can I make a game inspired by Star Wars? So laser swords, laser guns, and so on. This one is even worse than the previous one we had, where he was like, "Oh, I want to make a grand strategy game. Tell me everything." This one is even worse. This one has even less information in it. I didn't think it was possible, but here we are. Oh, excellent. So, a game inspired by Star Wars, right? Which would be laser swords and laser guns. Yeah, look, man, inspired by stuff is totally fine. If you start using lightsabers and you start referring to them as lightsabers, yeah, I reckon Disney's gonna have a problem with that. If you get any kind of following going. But man, this is low effort. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Okay, I'm not gonna answer that. I feel ridiculous for being unable to work on games. Huh. I enjoy game development a ton, and I think about it every day while reading all sorts of things here in Reddit. But I'm incapable of actually doing anything most of the time. I have some great progress already, but I've been stuck for months now wanting to work on my game, but being unable to begin doing it. If I get in the groove, I can work for hours, but my mind wanders off immediately. Oftentimes when I just open Unreal Engine, hey man, same. It's honestly damn annoying. Any tips on how to combat something like this? No, maybe. Yeah, so there's probably a whole lot of really good stuff in here by Cheesy Cheese, from what I can tell by scanning through it. But it's not just training discipline, right? That's a little too easy. Or it's not easy at all to train discipline. It's a little too easy of an answer, right? It's too abstract. Besides all of the very good answers here, very good answers in this post, I would also highly recommend using something like a Trello board. This will allow you to visualize the work you are doing, which will help with making progress. When adding cards onto a Trello board, the best thing to do is to make sure that each card contains the smallest amount of work possible. So, for example, instead of saying add enemy AI, right? Say make the enemy AI move. And even that could be broken down into smaller pieces, but plus make the enemy AI shoot at the player. You know, stuff like that. By doing this, you are making sure that tasks can be done within one development session, creating a further Visualization of good progress. There you go. That's generally just a thing that I think really helps. All right, one more question. Any suggestion on shader learning? Is it for you? Okay, I guess it doesn't matter really. Bookofshaders.com. I'll just recommend Mr. Ben Cloward. He's been infinitely helpful, and I'd highly recommend this guy. Personally, I would recommend this channel. Has resources on Unity, Unreal, and HLSL shader programming. Cool. All right, we've gone through our questions. Is there anything else that we really want to look at? I don't think so, right? No. Cool. All right. That means we are going on to the next thing, which is development. Which means I can change this. Developing a new game mode. Right. Change the current activity. And I'll just change the... here we go. UE5 developing new game mode. Cool. There we go. We've updated the stream info, and now we're going to dive into stuff. All right, so seeing as we have already gone through the story yesterday, we won't do it today. So we'll just dive straight into the engine. Let's have a look-see. Let's also start up Asana. Make sure we take a good look at what we need to do. And let's grab the notepad. Way up. Almost dropped the pen. Alright, so one thing we gotta do is fix the momentum reduction, right? That's a bug we encountered yesterday. We need to fix it today. So let's do that first. Right, oops, I opened up the wrong screen. Alright, momentum reduction. Let's first go into the right level. That is always important. Here we go. Let's remove that. And then let's go into our blueprints, let's check it out. Right, into our main character. Now, I made it into a function, remove extra momentum. So here's where it's going wrong. Because what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to check if the current total momentum plus whatever it needs to remove is bigger than the current momentum, which is always true. That is where it's going wrong. Actually, no, it's always false. Yeah, because we're at... Yeah, this is always false. This is where it's going wrong, which means it's always resetting it to 0. What I need to make sure of is that when we reduce the momentum, it doesn't go below 0, basically. That's what I need to make sure that we don't have. So I'm just thinking. Yeah, I need to just make sure that this, the total momentum minus whatever we're removing is larger than 0. That's really what I need to. That's really what I need to check. Because if it's not, if that's false, then it'll reset it. Yeah, this will work. I promise you. All right. Nice. I also have an update I want to do for the jump pads. I thought of some cool stuff yesterday. Alright, so we definitely have enough momentum there. So let's run into it. Yes! And it doesn't go below 0. Woo! We fixed a bug. Cool. Alright, that was a really easy one. That was a really easy fix. Alright, very good. Let's save it and let's submit it. Check in. Fix. Fixed the logic statement for when reducing momentum. Yeah. That's good enough. All right. Ooh, we're getting near the 200 change lists number. Very good. Okay, so that leaves us with, let's see. Okay, so what I want to do, what I'd like to test, is just see, I need to actually check this back out again. Actually, do I? There we go. Because I believe inside of jump pad, yeah, we still have to clean this up a bit. I'm going to remove the string. Oops, I need to check it out. Is it now checked out? Yes, it is. Very good. So what I actually like to do here is check to see if we can do the jump arc. So like the height, so all the movement on the Z, if we can do that through physics rather than a set arc. Just because right now it looks very, very static. It kind of works, right? It kind of works. Whoa. Okay, that just lagged for a little bit. But it's not great. But maybe. I know I'm switching thoughts here a lot. What could be necessary is if I just take this one and put it at 0.375. Because whenever you launch from somewhere, it'll never be an even divide in force, right? At first you'll speed up a lot, and then slowly as gravity takes hold, you'll slow down in your momentum. So I'm just wondering if we do this, if that's going to make it look a little more natural. A little bit, but then I would need to increase the height, I reckon. Let's try 1,000. Let's double it. Let's see where that gets us. That's too extreme. That's too extreme. What about 650? That's still 150 up from the original number, right? So, yeah. Let's try for on the Z, let's try and do physics-based to see if that works. Because I can just do launch character. And then specifically on the Z, I need to overwrite it. I need to split this. And I need to say, all right, 1,000 on the Z. And then let's, oh, shit. This is not going to work because now it's going to constantly set it to 0 on here. I could change it by just... Oh. This might not be compatible with each other. This might just not be compatible with each other. Launching and doing stuff across the timeline at the same time. Oh, actually, I know I'm making this really messy, guys. I'm fully aware. Alright. Maybe. If we increase the force a little bit. I say a little bit. Let's do it times 1.5. That's a little strange, isn't it? Hey, Compulsive Gamer, how you doing? How are you today, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Hmm. That didn't look too good yet, did it? Yeah, because it's probably not compatible with each other. That's probably why. If I just disconnect this for the moment, just to see what the actual launching of the character does. Yeah, the launching itself, that works. Right? That is not the problem here. It's just that it's probably not compatible with each other. Because I can't leave this 0, because if I leave it 0, it'll definitely freak out. Like, regardless of the force applied, it'll try and stick near the service. See, that's what I meant. Okay, so what we might want to do in that case... Yeah, because if I do add this one, it just freaks out. It absolutely freaks out. Well, does it? It does something weird at the end, but... Yeah, it's almost like it hits a wall at the end. Good. Accidentally drank some spiked coffee, so days feel fantastic. For Ask I'm 22. Alright, awesome. Yeah, hey man. If that works for you, then by all means, enjoy it. That's what I'd say. I can't really tell if it's a proper jump. Or if something weird is happening. It does feel like something weird is happening. I don't know. Am I just over-engineering this? Am I just thinking about this too much? Could very well be the case, right? That I'm just overthinking it. And that the arc for now is fine. We could always polish this in the future, right? I also think that in this timeline, we might still want to slightly do that. I know I'm sort of evenly dividing it again across the spectrum, across the timeline, but it feels nice enough. It feels nice enough. Yeah, it's almost that it needs more points, right? So like it would need like an extra point here, which is at the value of like 0.90-ish, right? Which really, let's put this at, I don't know, 0.2. And this is at 1, right? And you might want to put this, I don't know, maybe like here-ish? I don't think it'll entirely work. Could be the funny coffee talking, but maybe some win mechanics to push the player adding challenge. Yes, so we're definitely doing that. We might actually make that the next thing we work on. We'll make that a slow down mechanic. We could very well do that. Alright, so... Oh, that looked a bit funky, didn't it? That did look a bit funky, because this one it's a very straight line. I could even delete it. This might even be a little overkill, but... it kind of works. It works good enough. I'm over-engineering it. I know I am. Alright. Okay, so let's quickly comment this up, and then from there we will... we can add the win mechanic, for sure. Let me just write down the extra thing I did here. Adjust... jump pad, timeline for the arc. Alright. Okay. That's something we've done. So let's comment this up. Get the player's current location and set up the jump arc height. There we go. Let's see if we can simplify this a little bit by pulling this here and then grabbing this I'm putting it inside of a... I don't think we need to necessarily put it into a function. I think we just do this. Yeah. Yeah. Lerp nodes for player movement. Jesus, player movement. There we go. Just makes it a little cleaner here. You can still see what's in it. And then we can just add this all here. Calculation for where the player needs to go. Timeline to control how fast the player jumps from start to end. And then there's one more back here. On update, set the location of the player character. Cool, there we go. It is commented up, which means we can submit it again. Check in, change. Updated the jump pad timeline for the jump. Oh, Jesus, jump arc, right? And then another change, added comments to the new jump arc code. Awesome. All right, so I was thinking more about the momentum thing and wrote down some down on paper. So I was thinking linking the speed you go to a score multiplier. Yeah, so there's really two ways to go about it, right? We could, yeah, we could, so right now what we do, right, and score is a pretty abstract concept. Right now we have a big timer, right? We have a timer top right, but equally that could totally be score instead of time, right? We might even make it score instead of time to make it more tangible for people. Actually, it would make it less tangible, but it's more gamified, right? So that is definitely a possibility. That is totally a possibility. Because ultimately we want to be able to judge how well a player has done, which on the one hand could be through how quick they go through the level, but on the other hand, it could also be through a point system, right? That could totally be the case. Oh, that stuff's really sweet. I'm not sure if I like it. All right, so we have jump pads, right? What we need to do is we need to just remove these blocking boards here. Because we need to make a little bit of a playable level, right? Before we can start adding more mechanics, we need to have something that's a little more playable. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to remove all of these speed up pads, right? And then the thing that we'll do is we'll first determine where we want the jump pads to be for switching from path to path, right? Seeing as we're going to allow players to switch paths. And then after that, we can like divide that up into sections in which we can add more mechanics and just generally design the level, right? And I think for this one specifically, I think for the size of this level, we could make it even a bit bigger, but I think 3 sections is probably enough for now, right? Even though the timer can go up to 4 sections, but for now, I think 3 sections is okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so what we'll do is we'll take a jump pad. Actually, no, we won't do it like that. We will set our coordinates to 50, because that's our standard unit of measurement. And then, what should we say? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. This is 20. Yeah, 20 things, right? 20 blocks, 20 platforms. So if we put a jump pad there, and I just move it down, and here, and down again, like that. There's a little off center, so let's do this with 10s. There we go. And then for the actual landing point, we will put it right over here. Or over here, maybe. And then let's just see how that works for the moment, right? Let's see what that does for us. So we jump to A, we keep going, and then we say, all right, let's jump back to B. That looks pretty good. That goes pretty well. That's pretty smooth, right? Yeah, that's relatively smooth. It takes about a second for the player to go from one point to the next, right? All right, cool. So to keep this simple, I say simple. Yeah, let's keep this simple. And let's move. Let's have some extra jump pads here. We'll move these ones by about 10 because I see they're not exactly in the center. There we go. And then for this one specifically, we'll move the landing point to here, right? So players can go there. And for this one, we'll move the landing point just to here, like that, right? And then this one we'll copy and paste like this. So at this moment, players can move between lanes at the same time, right? Yeah, so this basically means that if I choose B now, and I just get my ass over into this direction, and I'm like, oh, I actually want to go towards A. And then you go from there, right? That's what we want to do. Now, the only thing I'd like to add here is just make sure that we add the letters, right? That's kind of an extra bit of information we should share with players. All right, so this jump pad goes back to A. This jump pad goes back to C. And this jump pad goes back to B, sorry. And this one also goes to B. Right, let's see. Well, looking at your game, having it just speed-based, no offense, makes it a boring game. Like with the momentum, you could add loops they have to jump through for points. I would personally drop the whole speed run timer being the main goal and make it more score-based. Think every fast skilled game has a very satisfying point system rewarding skilled players. If you can make people feel like if they can go faster, it's very rewarding. Sorry for long matches. No, it's totally fine, and totally no offense taken. I appreciate the feedback. I always do. And I think you make a very good point. My main... yeah, I can see where you're coming from. And I think it's something we should test. I think that's the key idea, right? That's... because ultimately the goal is to be the fastest, right? That is definitely the goal of the game, or to find the fastest path. That's the goal of the game. But as you have correctly noted, if players execute certain obstacles very well, they will gain extra momentum, which will then allow them to go even faster, which will result in a shorter time, right? That could totally be the case. Yeah, something we need to test. We can have one version with the timer, and we can have one version with points, and see what people like. That is totally possible, because I don't see any specific reason for either one of the two. Cluster Truck. Yes, I've heard of this game. I've never really played it myself. So let's quickly have a look, shall we? And then we'll go from there. Let's have a look. Cluster Truck is actually not that expensive, to be fair. Alright, it doesn't actually show a lot of in-game UI, it seems. Okay, you know what we'll do? I'll need to quickly move it over here. I'll quickly purchase this because it's 75% off at the moment, so excellent. And then I'd like to do it with ideal, please. And then we'll play it and we'll look into it, and then we can take some design inspiration from it, right? That's kind of the idea. Oh, whoops. Right, use my phone to pay. Go. Cool. All right, paid for. Now we just gotta wait for Steam to say that it's paid for, and then we can give it a shot, right? Because if Cluster Truck does this really well, then it could be a very good inspiration, right? That could totally be the case for us. Especially because when I started this game prototype, I more or less ignored most of the design advice I normally give out to people, and so there is no specific inspiration for this game, for the design of this game. So adding extra design inspiration there is totally welcome. Fall Guys is already serving as some inspiration, but I'd love to, there we go, install content. 5 seconds to download, damn, way too long. Unacceptable. Unacceptable, Steam. Oh, I just got a heart attack. I thought Factorio dropped their new update, but no, it's just a patch, damn it. Alright, Cluster Truck, let's stop the 12 hours of lo-fi music for a second, and then we'll go into Cluster Truck. And I'll quickly update stream title to say gaining design references. There we go. I want to keep it up to date so people don't join something that I'm not doing. Alright, full screen, fantastic, and display left. Yes, please. Alright, here we go. Is it going to launch up? Yes, it is. Very cool. Oh! It broke instantly. Yeah. Let's quickly verify the files. Make sure that it's not. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Oh right, because my antivirus is trying to block stuff. Bastards. All right, come on. Start on up. Hello. Oh, there we go. Getting design inspiration from Cluster Truck. I have no idea if this fits. Oh, that fits. Nice. Alright, here we go. Jesus. The streamer, check out our Twitch integration. Huh. Cool. It's nice that they recognize this. That's pretty cool. Let's just play. Let's do campaign. Let's start with World 1. Very simple. Very cool. Double A is D to move, spacebar to jump, mouse to look around. Shift to sprint. Oh, Jesus. Aha. Right, that's how they... that's totally fine. I keep positive. Don't worry about it. Okay. So we could do this a lot faster. It does show us our time, but not in-game. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Oh, come on. We could totally make this. Oh. How much faster are we going to be? Come on. Nice. That puts us... yeah, okay. Alright. So this is... Oh, man. Okay. So I knew this game existed. I never thought of it being a good design inspiration. Well, I never just thought about it serving as design inspiration at all, right? Let's do next level. Let's see what this brings us. Oops. Come on. Ah, shit. Here we go. There we go. Alright. Yeah, and this game automatically, because of the leaderboard, forces you to... Well, not even forces you, but entices you to try and do it faster. Can we do this one faster, do you think? Do you reckon we can do this faster? Oh, shit. Shit, I can't make the jump in one go. Oh, that's a big jump. Big jump. Oh, that was less than 10 seconds. Come on. Oh, we're still at 10 seconds. Jeez, so we are coming close. We are coming pretty close. Let's see if we can do it even faster. Oh, shit. I need to do the first jump normally. Nope. Shit. Come on. Come on. Ah, that was so close. Come on. No! Oh, they exploded right there. Bullshit. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Alright. Come on. Bring it home. Come on. Oh, was that faster? Do you reckon that was faster? Yes, it was faster. Holy shit, we're almost sub 10 seconds. Okay, so this game does it pretty well. And it does the points. And it doesn't even have a timer in there. Like, there's no timer present in the level. So there's no real way of knowing. Besides the fact that, yeah, you can't make the first jump with the sprints, basically. Oh, Jesus. There's no real way of knowing besides replaying the levels, which on its own... Nice. Which on its own is obviously a great incentive to keep playing. Nice, 7.5 seconds. 7.7 seconds. I do feel like a lot of notice the tricks, they go up when you launch yourself, which makes you faster. Oh, notice the trucks, they go up when you launch yourself, which makes you faster. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it does sometimes feel a little bit like I don't have enough control. Oh man, sometimes they just stop like that, which is really annoying. Come on. Oh, okay. I'm not sure how fast that was. Yeah. And there's also abilities and stuff to further increase your scores, right? So, yeah, it is definitely... Ooh. Ow. Okay, you're not allowed to touch the walls. Good to know. Oh, man. Come on. Ah, man, that is a tough jump to make. Come on. Ah, I thought I could also grab onto the side sometimes, but apparently not. Whoa, big jump. Big jump. Big jump. Ah, man. This is a longer level. And I think... And I just felt this in, like, the core of my body. I have a feeling... Whoa, that was fast. That the longer the level gets, the more frustrating it is to restart. Whoa. Yeah, grabbing onto a ledge is, like, mega good. It's, like, really powerful in terms of a trick. It is sometimes really hard to judge where you're going to land. Because sometimes I can make that jump easy. Oh, come on. Ah, so close. Oof. Come on. Now you have quite a bit of air control, so... Ah, no. That is just not enough. Oh, shit. I jumped too soon. Yeah, this is pretty excellent. Whoa! I didn't even know what happened there. Yeah, for sure, for sure. The frustration definitely adds to it to some degree. That is for sure. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I made it. Oh, well. Maybe I said that a little too soon. Come on. Oh. Nope. Nope. Alright, so let's try and make this level. And then based on that, we can take our design conclusion, right? Oh, no! No! I played it too safe. I played it too safe. That's the problem there. I got so close. Yeah, I saw that, but it doesn't feel as reliable to run on the side. Like there, it didn't feel that reliable. Oh man, okay, that was a shame. Whoa. Speed. Speed. Oh, okay, so the corners, those are hard. Those are definitely hard to do. Oh, so close. So close. Ooh. Very close. Whoa. Oops. Yeah, again, I don't think people will play this for, like, hours on end, per se. But I think that's okay. I don't think that is necessarily a problem. Ow. Non-glitch record is 3 seconds? How? How? There's just no way. Like, I'm already spending 3 seconds just getting past the first few trucks. Unless there's, like, a super glitchy McDude way of doing it. I don't know. No, that's definitely not as far as I can tell. But then again, I'm not a pro. Oh, nice. We just made that jump. Yes, we made it. Jesus Christ. Alright. So that does put us, yeah. Well, actually, that puts us pretty close down to the bottom. Okay. Alright, Rusty Nipples. Rusty Nipples are just a little bit faster. Okay. Alright, so, very good. Very, very good. God, so for this, how am I gonna write this down? How am I gonna do this? Let's open up our design folder, right? Go into Google Drive, and we'll just go into Memory Platformer, and we'll go into Design, obviously, that's where I need to go. Feature Specs, and then we'll just copy one over. Make a copy. We'll turn the music back on again. There we go. I wish there was better stream music, because there's just not a lot. All right. Then what we'll do is time trial mode. Oh, so you already had some stuff here. All right. The only problem is that. Okay, that's fine. Actually, it's fine. Time trial mode feature spec. Based on references such as cluster truck, we will add a design here for our own time trial mode. Cool. Is there maybe a pre-made template for momentum coding that allows you to just adjust it? Potentially, but we can also make that ourselves. It shouldn't be too hard to do that. we already have the basis for it there. So that should be okay. All right. Now, the only thing that is different between Cluster Truck and what we have is that in Cluster Truck you can die. There's forced resets, basically. Which we don't have in our own time trial mode, which is okay. So if we look at the design, right, the things we want to talk about here is specifically yeah, the player needs to make it from start to finish as quickly as possible. The way to achieve this is to build up maximum momentum by dodging traps/obstacles at the right time and going over speed pads. Additionally, the player can switch between different paths. Oops, I forgot something here. Here we go. Cool. Can switch between different paths throughout the level to find a combination that is most that is the fastest. Yeah, that's the fastest, right? That's the idea. Let me also quickly update the stream title again. Cool. There we go. Awesome. To find a combination that is the fastest. That is the fastest way to complete the level. All right. Running into obstacles or traps will reduce the momentum of the player. If the player has maximum momentum, they can break through obstacles, which awards them extra points. When the player gets to the end of the level, their momentum and extra points will be added up to create the final score that the player has achieved in this level. Something like that, right? That's basically what we're going for here. Yeah, that's basically what we're going for. That's basically the design, right? We'll do a technical design at a later time. I'm just gonna add here on my pad, say feature spec for time trial mode, right? Like that. And now it's time to implement this, right? That's the next thing, basically. For which we do actually need a technical design to make sure that this happens properly. So let's go with the technical stuff, and then we can do the visual design. That's something we can do at a later time because we're still very much in prototyping, so basic visuals will be perfectly fine. All right, so technically speaking, what should we have here? Let's see, what are the different things, right? Well, specifically for this, it can lead to smaller feature specs, right? momentum gain and reduction. Right, this is something we could make a smaller feature spec of. Oh, by the way, cluster truck speedruns. I recommend watching 1 or 2 to see how momentum really makes the game fun. Sure, we can quickly do that. Let's have a look, see, shall we? Cluster truck speedrun. Oops. Speedrun. Let's have a look. Oh god, okay. Let's see, which one do we want to do? Let's do this one, and we'll just have a look through like the first few levels. Come on, ad, go away. All right. What? What? What are they doing with like the pause screen? What is going on there? Jesus. What the hell? But they're using abilities, right? This is not just what I was doing, right? Because I see extra UI elements and stuff, like the bar here plus the little 3 dots there. My God. Okay. They frame lock it before getting launched, doubling the power. Right. Okay. See, what are they doing here? Whoa. Jesus. My God. Alright. So stuff like frame locking. Obviously it's part of the game, and people will use it, of course they will. But I suppose I'd also have like something like a hover pack or something, it seems. Jesus Christ. My God. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Alright, these people, they know what they're doing. They've played this game for hundreds of hours, probably. Ooh, he got slowed down there quite a bit by hitting the truck, I feel like. Yeah, no, for sure. There's definitely no point in trying to fight it. That's definitely true. And yeah, this shows that, you know, with the momentum that these guys are achieving, that this is going to be pretty, quite a bit of fun. The speed. Jesus Christ. Oh, he's just like, alright, bye now. Yeah, because basically you can also go under it. Okay. Alright, interesting. Wow. Yep, that's definitely the way to do it. Alright. Oh man, some of these levels look really, really cool. Like, they also look really cool to do them properly, so to say, right? Yeah, basically focus as much as possible on the momentum gain and reduction. Okay. Let's see. How do we want to do this? How do I want to write this down? I don't think I have enough of an image of it yet to write it down. So what we'll do, we'll go in here. We'll go into the project, and instead we'll say so the only thing we have to do here to make, because we have the UI element already, we just need to make sure that when players stop moving, that also the yeah, that also the momentum gain stops, right? Because when players stop, then they shouldn't gain any momentum. So let's do that first. Let's make that happen. That is the first step. Make sure there's a consequence to standing still. Alright, so not in movement abilities, but in the just general event graph, we want to make sure that when during jumps it's 0, which is not what you want. I'm just thinking, it's basically when they press the S button, that's really it. If they never press S, then they'll never go backwards. Yeah, that's totally fair, Positive. I super appreciate the feedback. That is totally fine. Yeah, basically when the player presses S, that's when they're stopping, really. Yeah, I'm just thinking if there's any other reason why people would press S, but I don't think so. Alright, okay. Let's to make a button agnostic, let's make sure that yeah, because you definitely want to have a button agnostic, because if someone's playing with a controller, then it won't trigger. So if this is an axis value, how did I set this up? Project settings, input, axis mappings, movement Y. Oh yeah, so if it goes to -1, then I know that people are pressing S or are using the thumbstick, right? That's totally fine then. All right, so basically all I need to do is say if this guy equals -1, I want to make sure people fully pull back on the stick. Then I need to essentially, let's remove this. I need to go into movement abilities. Let's promote this to a variable called momentum function timer. And then we will basically, we'll basically go back into our event graph. And in here, we will grab the timer. And if it is -1, so the player is going backwards, essentially say pause timer by handle. Like that. And then if it's not, we just want to add an extra condition just to make sure that this timer here, check if it is paused. If it is, then we want to unpause it. Because if it's not paused, there's no reason to unpause it, right? There's no reason to run this code. There we go. There we go. All right, let's just, yeah, it's a little dirty at the moment, but let's make sure that we do that. So, it starts counting, right? If we hit S, okay, so it's only when we're fully hitting S. Which means it doesn't work when there's nothing there. Or if actually instead of or, we could just say is it smaller than 0? Actually, smaller than or equal than 0. Less or equal. There we go. We could set momentum to levels, for example. The momentum can be based off gears, 1 to 10. For example, let's say they're at a momentum level 5. They hit an obstacle and drop 5% under the level 5 speed. The multiplier is dropped. That could be a way to make it simpler. But for now, we just have a value. Yeah, this now works. So when the player stops, they stop gaining momentum. But it's just a question of, okay, what happens if I don't press anything whilst I'm being launched? Yeah, it also stops there. Yeah, it's fine. It's part of the system. Alright, check if the forward momentum is equal to or less than 0. If yes, if true, pause the timer. If false, check if the timer is paused. If true, unpause timer. There we go. Cool, so we have that implemented, right? No momentum gain. Momentum gain when standing still. Standing still or going backwards. Right, it's a good way to track progress here. All right. Okay, let's make that a submission to make sure, you know, small iterations do wonders for the healthiness, for the health of your code base, right? Change, add a functionality to make sure the player does not gain momentum when they are standing still or going backwards, like that. Cool. Hey, let's change this to 200. Woo! We've made it. 200 changes we've made so far, which is really awesome. And these are of varying sizes. So some are really small changes, which is the way it should be done, the way I like it. But some are much bigger changes because I just did not do anything. I don't know much about coding at all, so if this is not how it works, tell me. Can you go to the speed thing you have and attach an acceleration mechanic for the base to see how it feels? Yes, so that already works, right? So so if I were to just, let's see, if just on this one, I'd grab all of these, oops, all of these ones, and I say speed up pad, right? Get a nice little streak going. And then I play and I go to path B, which is where these things are. If you now watch what happens when I go over the speed pads, it basically increases your speed quite a bit. I could make it even more, right? Maybe it's not enough increase. But that is really one mechanic through which we're increasing the speed of the player, right? What we want to do is make sure that besides hitting these speed pads, we want to make sure that when players do certain actions, they also increase their momentum, right? Because at that point it becomes skill based. So that's really what we want to achieve. But how we're going to exactly do that, I don't know yet. We did just finish this, so that's cool. Probably what we want to do is check how close a player was to a certain obstacle when they pass it. And then if it's within a certain range, so if it was a close call, but that wouldn't work though. That wouldn't necessarily work, because if then players clear it by a big margin, they wouldn't get any points. How do we want to do that? How do we do that? How do we functionally make this happen? Well, not even functionally. How do we make sure we reward player skill? Because cluster truck is a really simple example, right? More risk points, which can increase speed. That's a good point. That could work. Because what cluster truck does, it's much more simple in a way. Because you're just pressing forward and pressing spacebar, right? That's the only two things you're doing, and arguably you're doing the same thing here. But they have an easier way of rewarding momentum, in my opinion. Because they just essentially do with every jump. But there's a lot less jumps in their game. And there's a lot more jumps in mine. Because how do I want to incorporate dashing? Right? What if I go super fast and I'm like, oh, actually I do want to take that. Oops. I actually just died there myself. So we go super speed. And then let's say there's an obstacle coming, so we go like that. Like that. Also the dash does ruin the momentum a little bit. Sideways dashing definitely doesn't feel as nice. So that might be something we want to look into at some point. You should not think about that right now. You built the house interior without have the houses framed on. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. Right, there we go. All right. Yeah. What is the framework within which we work here? How are we going to award player skill? Are we going to do it through near misses? Because you're adding risk, but you're gaining speed in return? Right? That could work. That could work. Right? The more risk you take, the more speed you get, the faster you are. So, so you could go through a run pretty safe, but you'll have a longer time on this level, and B, you'll have less score. So you could combine those two things. That could be the solution. The riskier you are, the more points you get, or the more speed you get, the more points you get. Big win all around. So basically, if I were to, let's say, add to this one, I would add a blocking board. And I'd essentially just miss it like that, like I just did there. That should give me extra speed. Yeah, definitely the main goal right now is speed, acceleration, and points. The more near misses I have, the faster I'm gonna go. Okay. Let's write this down. Implement a near miss mechanic. And so in there, we actually want to go into the task itself and just say, the more near misses I have, the faster I am going to go, the more points I get. But the higher the chance I hit something and reduce my points and momentum. Right? That's the idea. That's what we're going for. If we do that, then we basically have it worked out. Right? That's how that'll work. Yeah, that is the idea. So now, for every obstacle, let's go into our blocking board. Let's make sure we check it out. Oops. We need to basically yeah, we need to slightly decrease the size on the X here, which let's make it 3, just to make sure that the chance of a false positive is very, very small. Yeah. Then what we want to do to the default scene route, we want to add a box collision, near miss collision, which we'll set to overlap all dynamic. It's already set to that. Cool. And the size of this, actually it'll have to be here and slightly up. Actually quite a bit up now that I look at it, like so, for example, right? Look how to make a satisfying acceleration speed thing, or how to remove the floating feel, unless you know how I was doing later. Yeah, so a lot of the polish is going to come at a later time, mainly because I want to get something that can be tested, right? So actually, let's make this about 25. That should be enough. On the Y, it should be 600. Yeah, should be something like that. Depends, by the way. What am I moving? Oh, I'm moving the entire scene route, not just the blocking board. Let's make sure we make this the blocking board instead. Because else I'm going to be ending up moving the entire collision, which is definitely not what we want. So for this collision, we'll have to also make it a bit higher, with about 400 being enough. That is definitely enough in all cases. Maybe even a little too much. 250, yeah, much better. Now, if I select this and I press G, it shows me exactly, yeah, it shows me exactly what's going on. So, what we want to do, on the near miss collision, we want to make sure that when we begin overlap, we check if we're overlapping with the player. That is the very first step, because anything else is not important. If that is true, we want to break this sweep result apart, and we want to say, okay, get the impact point. This is the point where the player collides with this collision. And then what we want to also get, let's just promote this to a variable to keep this all nice and set, right? We don't have any dynamic values going on. So let's call this near miss detected location, right? Then once we have that, we want to also get at the same time the blocking board get world location, right? We want to promote this to a variable. Say current obstacle location, and then we basically want to deduct one from the other. Yeah. All right. See you in a minute. Keep positive. Yeah. So we wanna do that. Let's have a think. Yeah, we basically just want to deduct them from each other. That's really just what we want to do. And then what we want to say is, all right, near miss, near miss range. We can make it a vector 2D. Vector 2D, right? We could do it like that. Because then it becomes a range, right? In between which we want people to be. So it's like between, I don't know, it has to be like between 100 and 150. Yeah. Yeah, so we say if doing this one minus this one, if that is smaller than, oh right, of course not, break. Oh, actually no, hold on. Oh shit, I forgot about that. We obviously can't, it won't give us one value. But that's okay. I could just actually make this a float and change variable type. Yep. Thank you. Now let's change the title to near miss criteria. That's probably a better name. Oh, yeah, that is totally fine. There we go. So what we want to do in that case is we want to say, we want to break this apart. And we kind of want to say if on all three axes except for everything except for the Z basically. We want to check if this is less than or equal to the near miss criteria. Actually, the X will always be true. It's not just, it's just the Y. It's just on whether or not on the lateral, if we are yeah, if we are close enough basically. Now I just need to make sure that this is like something crazy, like I don't know, 250, just to verify that the functionality works up to now. Near miss. Yeah. All right, let's see if that works. It's going to say near miss for everything. Even if I'm, maybe I've put the criteria way too high. What if I do 150? Let's see. Whoa. Still too high? Let's also print string what I'm getting out of this. What's the result that is coming out? Because if the result is 0, then obviously something's going wrong, right? Oh, it's a minus value. Yeah. It is working though, but it's just, yeah. Okay, that's easily solved. So we'll say and that, but it's also Yeah, yeah. But it's greater than or equal to this criteria times -1, basically, to get the other side. Oops, that one and that one. There we go. They should work better now. Now, yeah, see, now it's no longer working. Can't believe I would say that, but now if I get really close to it, let's see. Oh, still not. Nope, nope. There we go. That was a near miss. Okay, so that is a really, really tight criteria. Let's increase this to 200. Let's see how that works. Because you obviously want it to feel super near missy. That was a little too much. Let's try 180. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, I did hit it there. Oh, it still seems to... oh, man, I missed it. Yeah, basically 175 or 180 might even still be too much, to be fair. Yeah, basically. I'm gonna rename this to maximum, or just max near miss criteria. And then we're going to make sure that it's not actually touching the blocking board at the same time, right? That needs to be a condition that is hit whilst we're also, yeah, whilst we're also going for it. Because I have no idea how big this actual static mesh is. So that might make life a little too hard. Well, actually, it's not too bad, because we're essentially saying is we're gonna give extra points and extra momentum when they achieve this. Oh Jesus, that was very loud in my ears all of a sudden. Christ me, that scared the living shit out of me. Yeah, we're basically saying, okay, we're giving them extra momentum because they've achieved a near miss. Alright, welcome back. So basically have the near miss system working. Now the only thing we actually need to do here is add extra momentum. Oh, that's actually remove extra momentum. Hold on. Let's just get this though. And then I just gotta check the player character, because I don't think I actually have a function for it. Oh, I do. Oh, I can just call it once, basically. Oh, okay. All right, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, shall we? All right, it won't exactly... I can already see a problem, but it's fine. Add extra momentum. And then we say true. And we say momentum to add, let's do 1.5. Now, if we test that, and we basically go through it like this. Hold on. Oh, shit. Yeah, that works. Whoa, look at our speed. Okay, yeah, it's definitely not... it's definitely still adding extra momentum, I think. Is it also reducing it again? No, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay. Okay. Alright, there's definitely something broken there, but it does work. If we have a near miss, hey, keep positive. Thanks for the reminder to hydrate. I appreciate it. I've hydrated with the good old beverage of Coca-Cola. World's most nutritious drink. Alright, so this does work, basically. It's a little too extreme in terms of what you're getting for it. Oops. We probably want to go for something like 0.5, I reckon. So that we can do it multiple times throughout the level. At least I think so, right? Yeah, we definitely want to do this multiple times throughout the level. Yeah, we basically... What we want to do... Let's add a few here. So to this one, we'll also add a blocking board. To this one, we'll add a blocking board. There we go. So what we basically want to see now is that, well, we're speeding up. Oh, we just missed it. Oh, no. Yeah, so... Oh, they're kind of moving in sync. That's kind of cool. There we go. Yeah, so it does give you quite a bit of extra speed there. So now it becomes a job for UI work to make it visible that that's happening, right? Obviously, we have the momentum gauge, right, on the left. But we want to give it a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more juice to make sure people realize, oh, hey, having near misses helps, right? It helps me be faster. So there's a few things we want to do. Should it increase your jump distance as well? It automatically will. It'll essentially increase your maximum walking speed, which means the velocity you gain will increase as well. So that means if you jump, you'll jump much further than you normally would. Because right now I could jump reasonably about 2 blocks. If I go through this set of, there we go. And now I could reasonably jump nearly, how much was it? About 3 blocks. Maybe even more if I'm at full speed. Ow. Oh, shit. If I'm at full speed... Yeah, it's definitely 3 or so. So it definitely increases your jump distance quite a bit as well. We could do more, but that's definitely something to test later on. Alright, so let's comment up this code to make sure that, you know, we know what's going on. That's what we want to do at all times. There we go, like so. Let's push this back a little bit. Check if the player is overlapping with the near miss collision. Right, like so. Save the location of the player colliding with the collision and the current location of the obstacle, like so. Oops, like that. There we go. Then this part, check if the player is within the maximum near miss criteria to the obstacle. If true, add extra momentum. There we go. Let's comment it up. Let's submit it. So then we have it on our source control. Added functionality for near miss momentum increase. Okay. Now, diving into the UI, because that's the next thing we're doing. Let me write this down that we've done this. Added near miss functionality. Very good. We have a pretty significant change list already for today. We're doing really well. Maybe have your speed of just running cap at halfway, so the only way to go beyond the max running speed is to risk it. Oh yeah, that could totally be it. That is like a two-stage thing, right? So the first bar will also fill up passively, but as soon as you get to the maximum of that, that's where the passive filling up stops, and the only way you can then increase it further is by taking more risks. That could be very interesting. Let's add it to the subtask. Yeah, it could reduce, right? So it basically flips the mechanic around. Okay, that could be very cool, actually. That's a good point. You have a good suggestion there. Perhaps near misses will also be the only way to increase your momentum after you have reached the maximum passive momentum. For that, we need to quickly go back to this, and we'd have to say implement a two-tier momentum gauge, and in there we can say the first tier will fill up passively and through near misses. The second gauge will only fill up through near misses, and will passively decrease if the player is not taking enough risks. There we go. Cool. All right. So we've got that. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident with these changes as well. Yeah, sure, go nuts. I'm looking forward to the time where we actually get towards character work. It's gonna be a little while from now, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. All right, the first thing I want to do is turn off this health bar. Mainly, I won't delete it, but I'll turn it off. Mainly because I don't feel like we will need it again in the future. I think we won't have health. I think it's not a definite yet, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Then on top of that, how about a Q robot with wheels for feet? That sounds cool. I was personally thinking Wall-E. I'd love to have Wall-E on this, but you know, Disney be Disney. Okay, so what we want to do is we basically okay, so there's a few things we want, and I already have an idea on how I want to do them. I'm also going to hide the level sections time. It was a very difficult piece of functionality to get right, but there's a chance we might not need it in the future. I'm not sure yet. Again, we're just testing stuff. So what we'll do to the game UI, we'll add a piece of text, which we'll put here in the middle. We will make sure everything is roboto, but let's make sure the letter spacing is 52. I think that's the value. It's 50, right? It's 50 and outline size 2. 50. Oops, no, that's the size. 50 and outline size 2. There we go. And then we might actually want to increase the size quite a bit. Up to that. We want to make sure that the anchors are at the top and the middle. And then on the X, we probably want to put this. Oh no, we'd have to change the justification only. And then I'll actually have to do it right here. Yeah, this won't work perfectly, but it'll kind of work. Okay, and we basically say near miss, like that. I will make the color bright red, like that. And then what we'll do is we will go into animations. We will add, is there anything I can put this under? Probably not. Near miss animations. Then under this we put a track for the text panel, actually, which is currently called text block 0, which we definitely don't want. Near miss text. There we go. Oops, no, wrong panel. There we go. So the near miss text, we want to add a track for visibility. We want to add a track for opacity. Where is it? Render opacity. We want to add a track for transform, so that it can move. And anything else? I don't think so. So here we want to say visible, and then after about 0.75 seconds, maybe 1 second, we want to say it's hidden again. Then in terms of render opacity, we'd probably want to go from 0 up to 1 pretty quickly, right? And as for the transform, which will have a few different things, we want to basically make it like pop in, right? So that we'll do that through scaling, which will basically say, all right, start at 1.25, the size probably 1.25, and here become 1 again. But we actually, let's see, how does it look when we play it? It's a little too slow even. Huh. Let's move all these a bit back. Oops. 0.15. And let's add a little bit of rotation. So we'll just say about 2.5 degrees of rotation. Oh, that actually, it kind of looks nice when it's slightly, when it ends slightly twisted. So we could actually say, all right, yeah, end at 2.5. Times 2 on top left or something under the times 2 at a log like near miss, hoops you jump through, etc., and have it disappeared when the momentum is slower after 10 seconds. They get stuck in a risk point. Right, I understand what you mean. We're just currently not tracking any of that information, right? So in the code, we're not tracking. Yeah, we're not tracking how many times we've done that. We can. Let me first try this real quick. Let's see if we can get this part to work. So hold on, actually in animation, we want it to end here, but we probably want it to start at -5. Yeah, that's a nice little turn. That's a nice little, yeah, which means we also don't need a track time of that long. We need it just 0.25 seconds. Totally fine. Come on. Oh, there was a way to reduce track time. I know there was. Also, we definitely want to set it to 60 frames, not 20. All right, I think this will work. So if we go into obstacles, blocking board. So when it's true, we get a reference to, oops, UI. Oh no. Oh, wrong reference, sorry. Get UI, there we go. Check it out. Yeah, thanks man, really appreciate your help. I hope you have a great day. And then we'll say, what is the animation called again? It is called near miss animations. Yeah, which will be fine. Yeah. Oh, actually, I should name this differently now that I think about it. Near miss animation. That's fine. It's not multiple. It's only one. Play animation, and then. And how did I do this again? Get near miss animation. Here we go. That's how we do that. I'll just put this at the same space. There we go. Okay. Restore switch to their pre-animated state when the animation stops. Yes, please. Yeah. Okay. Alright, this should now work. Oh, hold on. We should make this hidden from the start, actually. We should make sure that this is hidden. Hidden. There it is. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Yes. Ow. Yeah, that seems to work. Whoa. Nice, that's very cool. Okay, that works. Awesome. Yeah. Added near miss UI functionality. Man, we are doing so much today. Holy shit. It is quite a lot of stuff that we're doing. Okay. So now that we have that, we just need to add an animation to showcase what our momentum is, to showcase the extra momentum we're getting, and that's then really it. Yeah. So we could add an extra piece in this, in this whole vertical box. Which is actually the momentum gauge vertical box. Then this last text block should definitely be a bit smaller, apparently. Probably at about 18. Yep. Letter spacing to 50. And outline size to 2. There we go. And then the top padding will be 20-ish. Oh, that's maybe a bit much. 15, 10, 5. 5 should be enough. All right, and then for the text that we're adding, we can create a new binding, which is not called get text 10. Get momentum increase amount, and then all we need to do, which requires a few changes in a few different blueprints. Yeah, it will require a small change inside this blueprint. I should not forget what I'm doing here. Play animation. Here we go. All right, let's see. So what we'll do now is we need to make a slight change in here, which means I need to check it out. Check out. And here we will just make a variable called, yeah, exactly that, momentum amount to add. That is perfect. The only problem is that it's probably oh, actually, no, that's perfect. No, that is perfect, actually. Sorry. Yeah, I got confused with my own code for a second. Who thought that would ever happen? Okay, so we got momentum to add, which means that inside of our UI, we can grab momentum to add. There we go. And we'll just plug this into here. And then to not worry about color for the moment, which is okay, because we don't necessarily need to. To not worry about color for the moment, we can just make the animation, which we'll call a near miss momentum addition, which let's select this block of text. Yeah, which will also rename actually. Near miss momentum addition. Oh, I can't do that. Momentum add text. That works. And this one is just momentum multiply factor text. There we go. All right. So for this one, we get a new track for visibility, for render opacity, and for transform. Now what we'll do a nice sneaky little thing, which is copying over all of these. Actually, what I can do here, I can grab this one and just move it all the way back like that. And now I copy over everything, and I can literally just copy it over. Actually, can I? Apparently I cannot. I've done it before though. Huh. That's strange. Okay, well, we'll do it by hand then. No worries. So we'll say visible, and then we'll say hidden. Then at the start, we'll make it a size of 1.25 and 1.25. Then at 0.25, we'll say it's a size of 1 and a size of 1. For rotation, we'll start at -5 and we'll end at 2.5. And then for translation, actually we don't need to do much translation here, to be fair. No, we're forgetting one thing. We are totally forgetting to render opacity, which need to have 0 at the start, and then okay, you got lemons now, or do you have something else? It's a little slow. It's a little on the slow side. Let's make this go at 0.15. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, and then we'll make the color green because we're adding stuff, right? Okay, then I just got to make sure that it plays that animation. Near miss. Oh, whoops. Near miss momentum addition. I'll pull this out a little further. Okay. Alright, and then restore the state to when it's done playing. And I should also quickly, whilst I was in the UI, I should also quickly in this animation. Now that I've seen it. Oh, because this is broken. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, alright. You got hot sauce in my eyes, actually. Thanks for asking. You might want to get that checked out. That sounds pretty bad, not gonna lie. That sounds pretty bad. Oh, I should have this on hidden. And I just managed to... Yeah. Let's quickly make sure that this is on hidden right from the start. Hidden, where are you? There it is. All right. Okay. So now doing this, we won't see it here, but we will see it as soon as we do. Nope. Oh, hold on, almost. Yeah. It's a little small, but it is definitely helping. A lot of this is also because it's sometimes hard to get the near misses, right? Yeah. Okay, so that is working. Okay. Added near miss UI animations. Now, the only thing that I'm not quite happy with yet is that it doesn't feel impactful enough. The UI animation. That's the main thing I'm currently unhappy with. But it might also be because I'm making it small, right? I'm putting it in a place where it is small. Let's reduce a whole lot of these. Yeah. Yeah, I am making it pretty small. Okay. Alright, let's make sure we don't lose sight of the actual task we're implementing here. So we've got the near miss mechanic. We've got that. We need more mechanics that we can near miss. Instead of just the blocking board. Just the blocking board is not enough to create interesting gameplay scenarios. Yeah, definitely. So we are already applying an FOV change, but good feedback, because that means it's too subtle, basically. Look, in here, we are already applying it. But if we put it to, I don't know, maybe 30.5, that might be a little more noticeable. Yeah, that might definitely be a little more noticeable. Yeah, we could, yeah, so... Oh, it doesn't... The near miss doesn't go away at the end. Why not? Here we go. I've now made it the right size. Whoa, what just happened? Huh. Let's see. What did just happen? Oh, setting it to be hidden after such a short amount of time is a little short. So let's actually fix that. Let's increase the size a little bit. And let's bring this down to, I don't know, let's say half a second maybe? That seems about right. That seems about properly done. Oh, Jesus. Nah, we should give it an animation to leave again, basically. Because right now it just disappears. That's maybe a little harsh. So what we probably want to do instead is give it a little bit of a So from here, what I think I would do on a translation, I'd add that and then say at 0.75 or at 0.60 probably, say, I don't know, -10. Oops, wrong way. Let's say 50, like that. But then at the same keyframes, the render opacity goes from 1. Oh, why is that so strange? Oh, because I messed it up myself. Okay. Go from 1 to 0. So now it's just gonna come in. It's a little short. It's a little on the short side. Let's increase that a bit, shall we? Right. Let's have a look. Oh. Reason why it's short is because this guy is in the way. Now it's a little too long again. Let's do 0.65. Can we, for these two, show the curves for specifically the transform? Yep. Because that's definitely what's going wrong here. You definitely want to do something like that. Something like that. So it first kind of goes up and then down. How about you add rocks or things to jump over, flying birds near jump areas? Yeah, we totally could. There are a few things we can do there. Yeah, there are a few things we can do there. I just need to think of what exactly interactable things those are going to be. Because if it's something static, then it's really easy to create a near miss, right? We need it to be something that's dynamic. I already have an idea for something, but I'll show you in a moment. Alright, so let's see if the animation works a bit better now. Yeah, definitely works a lot better. Whoa, that's some cool FOV functionality right there. Ow. Whoa, look at us going at speed. Look at the speed we're achieving. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we have that. What we could do, something very simple. Yeah, something very simple that we could do is if we go into obstacles. Actually, we should first submit all these changes. Let's first do that. Let's make sure we're not screwing ourselves over here. So going into blueprints, then check in, change the FOV, increase value from 1.5 to 3.5. And then another change we made is added a variable to track how much momentum we are adding whenever the function is fired. Okay, so that's that one submitted. Then in terms of UI, we can submit that one as well, because we're basically done with it for now. Change, added UI animations for the near miss text and the near miss momentum text. That's basically what we've done there. And then for the blocking board, which we should still comment, by the way, play animations in the master UI. UI animations are pretty fun. I do enjoy doing UI animations. Alright, so we've got that. Let's check it in. So I did just forget to do that. Change, added the functionality to play UI animations. in the master UI blueprints. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Now, what we can do is we can basically duplicate the blocking board, and instead we'll say something like falling pillar, right? Now, what we can do here, mainly because I have a nice pack of assets that we can use. Assets, asset packs. Perhaps in a polygon pack, I feel like maybe. If I look at the FBXs, can I get them as images? No. Is there something like pillar in here? I'm just looking at this on the other screen, right? Okay, no pillars. Let's see. But we could say something like a spear, perhaps? 3D viewer, please. Let's take a look at this. We could use a spear. There's different kinds of spears and everything. But I like something a little more weight, a little more something, you know? So let's look at the dungeons one. Oh, it's meshes. Here we go. Environments, probably. Pillars, nice. There's a whole folder for it. Ah, but it's all U assets. God damn it. Okay, we'll open up the project in good old Unreal Engine 4. Because then what we can do is we can just add a pillar that comes crashing down, and if the player just manages to avoid that, that's a near miss, right? We could do that. We can even make the pillar kind of like come dropping down like sideways onto the terrain, onto the platforms, and then they have to jump over it to create the near miss, right? We could do things like that. All right, dismiss. Polygon dungeons, meshes. Is there actually a level here, by the way? Maps. Overview, please. Oh, I might want to render shaders. Let's hope it doesn't do that. I always thought that the Unreal Engine 4 UI was like so good, and like, you know, I was really used to it. But now that we have the UE5 UI, oh man, it's so much better. Look at how bulky all this looks. All right, let's just wait for shaders to compile, and then we can look at the specific pillar, a pillar that we like to have. You can have the trap that goes stabbing on your toes. Yeah, we could totally do that. All right. Oh wow. Oh Jesus! Look at how large this pack is. Oh, there's a nice few pillars here. Oh, we can use literally any one of these. But let's really have a quick look-see at this pack. This pack looks cool. Oh wow. There's quite a lot of nice building blocks in here, to be honest. Ooh, there's even some damaged pillars and stuff. Me likey. That looks pretty cool. Nice bit of citrusing going on. Oh, we could also have something here with like you know, nice little particle effect that comes shooting out. Yeah, there's a lot of citrusing in here as well. Man, here, look, there's even like spikes. I had no idea that. Oh man, there's saw blades and stuff. Oh, this could be really, really helpful. This could be incredibly helpful, now that I think about it. I completely forgot I had this pack. Ah, nice. There's like really nice whimsical little assets going on here. Some weapons and stuff, some banners, some structural assets. Bones and dragons and stuff. This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool asset pack. Also nice environment pieces as well. This is pretty cool stuff, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan. Bunch more pillars and stuff, and runes and things. You know, the first time they made Fallout 76 using the same engine that was not up there was actually made in... Yeah, I know that. I know that. I'm pretty sure for Skyrim, the same thing was done. Todd Howard likes to save money, and he likes to save it on his entire engine. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. But it also explains why Fallout 76 was, you know, mediocre at best. Alright, let's see. Which asset is this? Yeah, this is probably the one that we want to use, I reckon. Unless there's maybe one of the broken ones that looks a little better. That might be the case. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh, I mean, this one is a bit chunkier, a bit bulkier. We could do something like this, right? We could totally do that. Yeah. Which is this one. Can we find this inside of here? There we go. Now I need to asset actions. I can migrate it. Yep, I like to migrate all of those things, and I'd like to migrate it to my other project. UE5. Oh no, whoops, they're not in here, are they? Shit, where are they again? So not in here. Oh yeah, they're on my C drive, that's what it was. And then it was in documents. Yes, it was. Under projects, memory platformer, content, art. Let's put it under land. It's probably not landscape. Let's put it under obstacles. Select folder. Yeah, that's totally fine. Cool. It has succeeded. Let's find out. Art, landscape. Nope, not landscape. Obstacles. Polygon dungeons. Here we go. Meshes. My God. Okay. It did introduce a few subfolders that we don't really want, but let's just check what the materials were, which is Matt's Dungeon 01. Matt. Oop, Jesus. Dungeon 01. But we just have to update the actual material because it doesn't know which texture it needs to take, which I actually need to double check. Which textures does it use? It has this one. Oops, like that. There we go. If I save that, yep, that's totally fine. And then the emissive, which is just the emissive map that's in here. There we go. Cool, there we go. So that now works. I'm wondering what this is going to look like, because I don't... should put a bunch of false floors as well. Yeah, that could totally be a thing as well, right? We could totally make that happen. Alright. So now this should have... Yeah, it does. Nice. Okay. It has a texture. Very good. Now, what I'd like to do is... I would like to go into BP Falling Pillar. Go into the viewport. Whoa. Nope, I would not like to pull the viewport out. Things. Just like... Oh, no. There we go. And then instead of having a blocking board, I like to replace this with the pillar. There we go. Let's also rename it to Falling Pillar. The collision box needs to be a little bigger because it's definitely not sufficient at the moment. Okay, 50 is a bit much. 45 maybe. 40. Yep, 40 is fine. Let's also do 40 on this. But actually I don't want a collision box actually for this one. Oh shit. Yeah. So instead we want to add a probably capsule collision is probably the best one. And then we do want to delete this. Yep, that's okay, because we'll just take this one and we'll say ambient overlap. There we go. Okay. Now, what we do want to do is we want to make sure that this guy is heavy. Like, heavy. Simulate physics, please. It has a mass of 2,500 kilos. Roughly, give or take. I don't know. Then what we want to do, we want to put this guy, after we have adjusted the collision box, actually. The half height needs to be much more, probably 500. It's a little too much. 200. That's probably enough. And then the capture radius should be 50. A little more. 100. 100's too much. 80. Is 80 hugging it enough? 75 maybe? Yeah, 75 is hugging it a lot better. Okay, and then instead of 200, we'll make it, I don't know, 350. Yeah, that's more than plenty. Maybe even a little too much. There we go. Much better. Much better. All right, keep positive. Thanks so much for joining the stream. I hope you have a great day, buddy. All right, so now that we have that, we can take the entire pillar and we can move it all the way up. Now, I don't actually know what is going to happen, to be completely fair. Because if I now add it to here, and I say falling pillar, oh, it's a little off center. Let's fix that. Let's fix that with everything. Let's put it at 0. There we go. Let's see what happens. Whoa. It's going crazy. Have I set the weight to be way too high? Is that it, maybe? What if we put this at 250? Because I feel like it just snapped down like nothing else. Let's also set it to... Actually, no, that's fine. Oh my god, that is like... Oh, maybe because we're doing something... Yes. This needs to be disabled and actually completely removed now that I think of it. We don't need this. Like, at all. Not on this blueprint, anyway. Alright, let's see what happens. Whoa. It's definitely still way too heavy. Way too heavy. Let's put it at, I don't know, 50 kilos. And let's put it a little higher up. Just so that's outside of the player's screen, basically. It's crazy. Why does it do that right at the start? It just like it teleports. It's just like meh. When it's clearly not doing anything there. Perhaps I should make it physics-based. Thanks, Jago. Appreciate it. Perhaps I should make it physics-based. Because I think it's messing with the fact that when the platform appears, it goes up. And obviously, because this is part of the platform, it's going to try and follow suit. So perhaps if I just go back a little bit and just do this. And then instead of calling this side-to-side movement, this will just be falling down. And inside of here, we'll have to remove this track, delete it. We'll get a new float track, and we'll say Z movement. And we'll make it a lerp again, like we did last time. That's it. Probably an easy way to do it. Z lerp. And we'll say, okay, go from 0 to 1. Oh, whoops, nope. Time should be 0.6, actually. I think. And we'll make this entire track length also 0.6. And then I believe if we make this a user curve, and we make this go like that, it'll significantly increase in speed at the end, right? This one can leave. And then we basically, but I gotta do it right this time instead of we're doing it wrong like I did last time. And so instead we'll do this, and we'll say that we actually need both of these things. And we say, okay, let's promote you to a variable called start Z location. We set it here. And then we basically lerp. Oh no. We do the lerp, which is from the start Z location. Forgetting one thing, which is also before we actually start. Whoa. Before we actually start. There we go. Which means that we actually need to do minus something, which is how high have we placed it? We've placed it at a height of 560, so this should be minus 560 basically. And that we call end Z location, like that. Okay, let's see how this works. Oh, he's waiting. He's there. Whoa. Huh? Oh, we're still simulating physics, right? Totally should not do that. So confused. Why is it doing it constantly, though? Oh, because I set this to looping, didn't I? Yep. Nice. Let's see. How's this doing? Oh, yeah, so I was doing it on begin play. When what we actually want to do is, yeah, we don't want to do this on begin play. We want to do this on a different event, which I've already created for a ton of different things. But I just need to implement the actual interface for it. Trap communications, I believe. And then it's something like platform revealed. Let me double check inside of my traps folder. Traps. This one. So I know the cannon. Oh, nice. I didn't even. Yeah, trap revealed. Here we go. Don't know why I would do once there. There's no need for it. There we go. Does that work? Yeah, it does. Cool. So we basically want to hook this up to there. And then the rest. We just want to move. Oops. Just want to move down a little bit. I'm misclicking a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, now, once the trap is revealed, that's when it will actually do it, rather than at begin play. Because at begin play is not the right moment, of course. What just happened there? Was it just me that saw that? There's like a weird, a weird jiggle in space. Let's put the falling pillar way higher up, like at 1200. And then let's see what it looks like. I do like how it went near miss. Yep, I just need to actually, instead of saying minus 560, I need to make this a little more complicated and say get relative location, split it, take this one minus this one, then add roughly 150. There you go. That's what we need. Now, no matter how high I place the falling pillar in the blueprint, it'll always be right. At least I think so. Okay, it came absolutely crashing in. Jesus. Let's make this a little higher, because it went way too deep into the platform. Oh, it just... Oh, hold on. I need to make it less high. What happens if I do 0? Okay, there's definitely something weird happening with the... With the FOV here, but, you know. So it's something to fix for a different day, right? Yes, I would like to do that. Let's do minus 150. Okay, minus 150 is a little too much. Let's do minus 100. Yeah, so besides the weird thing it does with the FOV, it works. It's a little too fast, but it works. I feel like I should increase the curve to a little more, like 0.7 perhaps. Or maybe even 0.75. Because I feel otherwise it doesn't give enough time to react to it. Basically, I want to go, oh no, okay, yeah, okay. So it needs a little more time. Definitely needs a little more time. So let's put this at 1 second. Reduce that a little bit. Yeah, like that. And then let's make the actual track length 1 second. Here we go. See, that's a near miss. That's a near miss. That was excellent. Okay, let's quickly remove it from here. And let's quickly add it here. I still have to adjust the near miss code because it's only counting for horizontal movement, not for anything else. So just for all of these, falling pillar. And I'll actually just keep on adding falling pillars every 2 tiles or so. Nice. Alright, let's see how this works in conjunction with each other. Oh no, oh no. Yeah, okay, nice. So so you definitely have to either dodge to the side, or you have to dodge forward, or, you know, you have to actively showcase skill in order to avoid these falling pillars, basically. Okay, good. Now. I just saw the name. BP Trap Child Cannon. Excellent. Excellent. That was very funny to me. Alright, so inside of our falling pillar, there's just a few things we need to change, which is A, to add a comment saying what the hell we're doing here. Save the starting location of the pillar and calculate the ending position of the pillar. Okay. So that is, and then just update this comment. Start the falling down movement of the pillar. Okay. There we go. Then, in terms of actually calculating near misses, instead of doing this on the Y, we need to do it on actually the Y would be fine. Well, the Y or the X, really. It's either or, really. So we could just introduce an extra little section here. Oops, I don't want to read the C++ symbols. That's not what I want to do at all. And then we'll literally copy all of this over, like so. Clean code, guys. Clean code. That's what we do here. We don't do anything else. Yeah, the Y or the X. Or should it be both, even? Both should be within that criteria, right? No, not both. It should be either or. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, but it'll always calculate a near miss. Damn. Look at that field of view. Speed. Yeah, because this actually works a little differently. The code is right. It's doing what it's supposed to. However, we're triggering it at the wrong moment. I think. Because when does it actually come falling down? Kind of happens when I'm already done with it. So maybe it takes a little too long? Question mark. 0.8 maybe? That might be a little too drastic. Let's try 0.9. And then I'm just thinking, should I only trigger this when we know the pillar has landed? Right? Is that when we need to check for it? Or do we need to check for it regardless? No, yeah, no, we should only check for it when the pillar has landed. Or when it's close to landing. Right, when it's in the play space. So let's actually add a track here called an event track. Check, oh god. Check near miss. And so we'll basically say at probably at like 0.62 seconds, probably like here-ish. 0.62. We don't need to give it any value, it'll just trigger there. And so then we would have to basically grab all of this logic. Just up here. We disconnect this. The only problem is that we don't know exactly where the player is at the moment without this functionality. But that could be okay. We could just say get PCH, and then from there get world, get actor location. That would essentially result in the same functionality happening. Right? At least I think so. Let's find out. Huh. Two things. It's not resetting. Which, event trap hidden. Which should take this, set relative location, and basically split it. And, there we go. So that's now reset. But it's generating a lot of near misses when it definitely shouldn't. So that is a bit crazy. Am I calling for it too early, maybe? That could be it, right? That's really like a really last minute thing. Okay, but what happens now? Oh, also that does not seem to work, which is a little annoying. This is introducing more problems than I figured it would. Also, I'm just wondering why this isn't working. One problem at a time. Let's first figure out the resetting, because that's hampering our testing ability at the moment. Okay, so it's definitely triggering. So how come these guys are still here? What value are we giving this? Let's unlock some of them. A 100. Why is that 100? Oh, because we're using relative location, not world location. Which is totally fine for earlier functionality, but not fine for this functionality. No. Which is also why this was behaving weird. That's why. It makes sense now. So on begin play, we could just get world location and promote this to a variable which says falling pillar start location, and we just set it up to be set when we start the game. And then we basically go in here, we can recombine the struct bin, and we can plug this in. Right. Yeah, besides the fact that it's constantly calling a near miss. Okay. Oh, well. It's definitely not correct what it's doing. It's strange though, it should work. Unless I really need to get relative location, which I highly doubt. Because then it would have worked earlier and it didn't. Right, you're all revealed, very cool. You're all reset. No, and then you don't work anymore. Okay, alright, there is something going on here, but it's, I'm not entirely sure yet what it is. 1.7 bug. Falling pillars don't reset into the air when the trap is hidden again. Cool, that's that one. Then the second thing is about this check here. Why is it returned? Because it's doing it on the X and the Y. Yeah, which is always true. It has to be on the Z. Unless I'm just allowing... yeah, I can't do the X and the Y with this obstacle because that's not where it moves. It moves in the Z. So that's really the only way. Because now it's going to always return true. Well, I mean, unless I do this at an even later time, like 0.85 for example, or actually 0.95, is that, nope, 0.9 is the max. If I do this at the very end when the pillar has landed, yeah, then I think I'm being a little too generous, probably. Let's make this 100 at most. Let's see if that gives us better results. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're not fast enough, it will crush you. I just need to make the timeline just a tiny bit shorter. The rest of it works now. The rest of it is fine. So I can remove this, and I can remove this, and I can increase. Here we go. You can increase that, and just pull this down a bit further. What did I just say? I need to do something. What was it again? What was it again? Oh yeah, reduce the length of the timeline. 0.8 makes it probably a little riskier. 0.8. Okie dokie. Probably 100 is still way too much. I think 100 is still way too much to actually mean something. 50 is probably a lot better. No, 50 is not enough. Okay. Let's try 75. Let's see if that is enough. Okay. Because what is the... Right, the capture radius is 75. So let's make it 85, right? That would then be fair. That gives it 10 points to be next to it, which seems to be quite significant, or pretty helpful already. But then why does the resetting not happen? And there's still a bug here, obviously, with what happens when you get the extra FOV because it's a near miss, but at the same time you hit it as well, and so you know it doesn't it takes it away again. So let's record that bug as well, just to make sure that we have it somewhere. V1.7 bug. When hitting an obstacle, you both gain and lose the momentum, which causes the camera FOV to behave to quickly increase and decrease. There we go. All right, we've got that bug recorded. Okay. Cool. Then let's add it to the list, to the change list from today, and say, oh, can I please? Yep, there we go. Added falling pillars. Obstacle. Alright. Okay. So, with everything that we've done today, we have fixed the momentum deduction bug. We have adjusted the jump pad timeline for the arc, right? So it feels a bit nicer. We have written the feature spec, or at least partially, for the trial, for the time trial mode. We have made sure that when the player stands still or moves backwards that they don't get any extra momentum passively. We've added near miss functionality, we've added the UI for that, we've added the UI animations for it, and we've added fallen pillars as obstacles to our game. Excellent. We also played some Cluster Truck to get inspiration for our design, which was very helpful because they do a few things very interestingly. So that was pretty cool. And beyond that, yeah, that makes for a really nice change list. So let's submit all that, right? Let's submit the falling pillar. Check in. Added the falling pillar blueprint. Okay, that's pretty okay. Nice. Changes 205. I don't think anything else is open. Nope. I am going to go into obstacles and remove the rotating fist because it was a little too influenced by a particular game that I recently played. And let's also quickly go into levels and then the time trial level, and let's quickly submit some of the changes that we've done. Change, added multiple lanes, added different obstacles for testing. Change, added the water plane. All right, just to make sure that we keep that saved, right? That's kind of the idea. Okay, all right, awesome. Then I will quickly go here, right? So we can just calmly end off the stream. Because again, like I said, we have done a ton of stuff today. Thanks so much for everyone that shot a message and helped out. That was really, really awesome of you. Beyond that, to anyone watching, thanks so much for watching. If you feel like I deserve it, feel free to hit the follow button. If you don't think I deserve it, that's also totally fine, so I hope you have a great day. Beyond that, I hope to see everyone again soon, because yeah, we'll have another stream very soon. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see each other next time. All right, thanks, bye-bye.